So you just started shaving your head, but you're not getting as close as you would like. Well, today we're going to take a look at some of the most common reasons why that might be and what you can do about it. Now, first off, I want to say that if you are rubbing your hair with the grain and it feels nice and smooth, that's probably as close to your scalp as you're going to get, although there might be a couple of adjustments that we can make along the way to help you get a little bit closer, which we'll talk about here. But you will always feel some kind of hair, if you have hair on your head naturally, that you will feel a little bit of a sandpaperish texture on there, just because when you put your hand on there, you are pressing on the skin, which then makes that hair come a little bit closer to the surface, which means obviously you're going to end up feeling a little bit. So as long as it feels nice and smooth going with the grain or even horizontal to it, you are pretty good on how close you are shaving. And I really wouldn't worry about getting any closer than that. But if you are going with the grain and you are still feeling some of that hair, or you are very lightly touching your head and you are feeling hair, you may be trying to make your razor, whether you're using something like the Leaf Head and Body or a head specific razor like the Halftime or the Head Blade, work more than they really need to. And what you can do about this is very simple. Shave it down before you take the razor to it. If you can get a shaver that goes to a 0 and go ahead and shave that hair down as far and close to the skin as you can on a 0, you're going to be putting a lot less strain on the razor blades that are in your shaving tool. If you are already using the razor that you've been shaving your face with or cleaning up with, you better make sure that you have fresh blades in it, because without fresh blades, you're not going to be able to get as close of a shave as you normally would. And the hair on top of the head is a little bit thicker typically than the beard and facial hair. The next thing that you might not be doing is exfoliating your head. Yes, I know many of us guys don't exfoliate our faces even, but we do need to exfoliate our head to get rid of any of that dead skin that may be up there. Because when we have dead skin on top of our head, our razor blades cannot get as close to the healthy skin as it possibly can. And as that hair flakes away, or you wash it down or rinse it down after you shave, you are removing some of that, and it's just not going to feel right and feel as close as you might like. So definitely exfoliate, whether it is every time you shave your head. If you're shaving about every other day, I wouldn't do it more than that. Even if you're just doing it once a week, it's gonna help you get a much closer shave to the head. Now, when we are shaving our heads, guys, we need something that is a bit slicker than our facial hair. So if you are using a bar soap with a brush for your face, you don't want a thick lather, because you want it to be as slippery as it can be. And you definitely don't want to use something like a Barbasol on your head, because it just does not work very well. Now, what I use and what I recommend is something closer to a shaving lube or a shaving cream that is non-lathering. I also think that in some cases a shaving gel may also work, as long as you're not putting it on too thick. Now, gentlemen, I have stated this in many of my shaving videos that I hope that you watch after this one. If you are putting pressure on your razor and you don't know why you're getting nicks and cuts, or why you're not getting a good close shave, it's because you're pressing too hard. No matter if you're using a regular razor or a head specific razor, you barely need to put any pressure on it at all. And when I say barely, I mean like whatever the weight of your fingers are on the blade, or when it is resting on your head like so, is all the pressure you should really need to shave your head. If you have followed everything else in this video, you should not have many instances of the razor not cutting the hair and actually needing to apply pressure to it. Now, if you are going with the grain of the hair, you are not going to get as close as you will when you are lifting that hair and cutting it off with going against it. So that is something you may want to learn how to do properly, and I do of course have videos on that as well. Now, I do want to talk a little bit about electric shavers, because some people think that it's going to get as close as the razor does, and that is just never going to happen, no matter how much the advertisements try to say otherwise. So a few things that you can do to get as close as you can with an electric shaver is: 1, if you are using the same one that you use for your face, make sure that you have cleaned it out, as well as probably put a new head on it. Although they do last a while, they do not last forever and should be changed out every 6 months to a year, depending on how thick your facial hair is. The other reason why I have seen that people have not gotten as close of a shave as they can with an electric is because they are just doing what they see in the ads and just going back and forth and moving up that way. You may not get every hair that way. So what is recommended by me and others is that you make nice, small, rotating circles when you are going back and forth on your head. This will mean that you are doubling or sometimes tripling up the passes on each little inch of your head for a much more even and close shave. Now, of course, there is a good chance that if you are shaving with one of these, you will feel the hair everywhere on your head when you are going against the grain, and even possibly when you are going with it. So just keep that in mind, because you're not going to ever get skin close with a shaver like this. Now, if you've been shaving your head for a while and you've had one of these issues, do me a favor, as well as the other viewers, and let me know anything that you have found that made it so that you weren't getting as close to the skin as you would like, and how you remedied it, and of course leave that down in the video comments. Now, if you want to learn step by step on how to get the closest and best shave for your head, make sure to check out this video up here. If you're wondering about these head specific razors and want to know which one I think is best, go ahead and check out this video down here. Until next time, as always, you have a good one.